Good morning, Ape Army. Gonna try and do a quick one today. All right. Got some research today here. I've been doing some research. That way my stream of consciousness doesn't miss anything. First of all, happy Memorial Day. And thank you to all of you that have served and continue to serve. My dad, rest his soul, fought in World War II in Korea, believe it or not. I'm old. And he was a great man. Got us to where we are now. So thanks everybody out there. We're closed today. The markets are closed in honor of Memorial Day, but the German market is open and AMC is up. Shocker. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Want to start off by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is my personal views on the stock AMC and why I'm invested in it. Do what you want to do with money that you can afford to lose, and don't gamble with the mortgage money and the kids' college funds and all that. Although I did put a lot of money into this. So everything I'm going to talk about is all tangible information that's available through 13F filings, the SEC website, FINRA, the OTC, Ortex. You should also follow Trey Trades and watch his stuff. Matt Kors, Jeffrey Forbes, Short the VIX, Wrench Capital, Joshua James on Twitter, Kong posting on Twitter, BAM investing. BAM's been on the money. BAM said we would cross 32 on Friday. He has a model, and it's been pretty spot on lately. So do your own research with this. It's your money, like I said, so do your own research. We had a great week, up 110, 114%, up 400% for the year. Everybody's saying that this is a bad investment. It's literally one of the best performing stocks on the market this year, consistently. We're heading towards a financial reset because of the over leveraging and lack of liquidity, and these heavily shorted stocks are going to have to get covered. Blue chip stocks are going to have to get liquidated and sold in order to do so. So if I were you, I would also watch out for any, long-term investments I have in blue chips right now. Could be a good time to get out and hold and get back in at a much lower price. That's what I would do. Banks are merging. Here's the sign that, part of a sign that things are happening. Banks are merging. Branches are closing. ATMs are closing. Banks that used to have a zero fee are charging fees for if you don't have a $250 direct deposit at least weekly, if you don't maintain a balance of $1,500, there's banks that are charging fees now. How are they going to charge you a fee for not having enough money? I mean, if you're broke, you're already hurting. Now they're like, oh, you're too broke. You got to pay us money for being broke. It's horrible what they do. It really, really, really is. Credit Suisse, which is a fund that got heavily hurt when the hedge fund Archegos got liquidated, is still feeling the pain. They're not allowing people to withdraw from certain funds. How would you feel if you were invested in a big mutual fund or index fund, and then when you tried to get your money out, they were like, we're going to have to get back to you on that. This is really happening right now, people. So let's talk about some things that could be catalysts for, don't smoke, by the way, kids, it's bad for you. Could be catalysts for this squeeze to start. No, the squeeze has not started yet. What we've seen has been the infinite options feedback loop that I talked about for a long time, and retail FOMO, People hearing about AMC and jumping in on the train. The squeeze has not started yet. No masks at theaters now. That was a big article that came out. You can go to the movie theaters and not wear a mask if you're vaccinated. The casinos are doing this too, and they're not checking you to, to see your card to see if you're vaccinated. It's kind of a good faith that, if you say you're vaccinated, you're vaccinated. Cruella de Vil, that I heard was a really cool, darker version of the Dalmatian saga. And A Quiet Place 2 came out this weekend, and they're breaking records. So people are going back to the movies. There was a report on Bloomberg that 89% of people say you cannot replicate the movie experience at home. Can't do it. So people, I get it. You're tired, you're sweaty, you want to stay home and watch the movie with the fam. You'll have that. But for me, there's certain movies that I got to go see at the theaters. Okay, Brad Wire's on the stream here, and he said Cruella was fire. Brad Wire recently got into AMC investing, and I'm glad to see that the AMC apes are going out to the theaters. That's what you should be doing to support. That's part of the reason why I'm in this, is because I believe in the stock. I like the stock. Going to the movies is Americana, like apple pie and baseball, And these people shorting the movies would rather see them all close up and make their money. They're going to lose. Thanks, Brad, for hopping in. But real quick, I wanted to talk about the frame rate that they use at the movie theater. There's a certain frame rate that you literally cannot replicate at home, which is why part of the movie going experience is so special. And the sound and even your foot sticking to the floor. My local AMC has a bar now. Okay. I'll have a Long Island. Go in there and watch James Bond. Per Adam Aaron, the moviegoers in 2021 are spending 44% more at concession stands. I talked about this before. That's huge profit for them. I'd imagine they only make a couple dollars off the ticket, because that's got to go to Hollywood and overhead and all that. But I was in the restaurant business for 20 years. And let me tell you this, the popcorn and the soda and the candies where they make the real money. And people are spending 44% more. They want the full experience. Corey's on the line. Thank you. He said he just buys a ticket here and there. And even if he doesn't have a chance to go to the movies, he still hasn't gone to the show. He's bought 16 movie tickets. Well, good for you, man. That's awesome. Paul Stickle, HP Stick from way back in the day is on the stream. He says he's jumping in. All right, Paul. Here in a little bit, we're going to talk about the price point you should be looking at when you want to buy in. So on Friday, we bounced off the historical high of the stock of $36. That's going to happen. We've talked about this before. When you're hitting resistance levels, especially AMC, has been pretty consistent in not breaking that level on its first or even second attempt. Sometimes not even on its third attempt, but it will break it. Also, Friday morning, we ran up too fast. The growth of this stock, especially this week, has been textbook perfect. Moving up to the next channel, higher highs, higher lows, establishing new support, running up and consolidating to break that next level, lather, rinse, repeat. But on Friday, it just went boom, and we were all like, here it is. But it got smacked when it hit 36, and that's was a very high likelihood of happening, especially since we ran up so quick. It's going to hit there again, and whether it's on the next attempt or the one after that or the one after that, it will break through it, and we'll do it all over again, and then we'll be testing 40, and we might get smacked at 40, and we might go back down to 30. If we get smacked at 36 on Tuesday, we might go back down to 22 or 24. That's where I would try to get an entry point in, because I think at some point we're going to bounce down and bounce back up again. I like when we bounce off support. It seems like that gives us some very nice momentum. So stick. I would, I'm not a financial advisor. No one knows what's going to happen to a stock, whether you're Warren Buffett or Jimmy Buffett. It's a Fugazi, it's a Fugazi, it's a Wazi, it's a Woozy. But I would say try to buy around 22.50 to 24.50. Set a limit buy at that price. There's also a really cool theory that you can look into. Just Google it, the max pain theory. I love the name of it too, maximum pain, max pain. The max pain theory says that the people that are on our side, Vanguard and BlackRock, the institutional investors that hate hedge funds just as much as we do, are setting these guys up for an epic squeeze by letting us consolidate below the resistance levels. That juices up the options contracts, the Vega. The options is real weird. It's all a mathematical equation using the Greek theta and Vega, but it's about the likelihood of reaching its target price either up or down, and based on where it's at, and consolidating right now where we're at, and GameStop doing the same thing, by the way, too, peeling back off of its historical resistance and consolidating is juicing up the value of these options contracts to inflict maximum pain. I love it. Check my pinned tweet. It is by, I had it on here, Simulate and Trade. He has a robot. He does a robot voice, which some people don't like. It's a 20-minute video, but at the very end of that video, he hones in on what I've been talking about and my long thesis, as it were, on this stock. It's about all these OTC filings and SEC filings that have been made. I believe 7 out of the 10 have been approved. We're just waiting for the last 2 or 3 to get approved. I believe that the squeeze has been managed and held down until all of these things are in place, because the rules have to do with your liquidity, when you can get margin called, your leveraging, what happens to your assets when you get liquidated. And oh, by the way, BlackRock and Vanguard are now invited to the party for the auctions. How happy was BlackRock to be able to be invited to this party where they can bid on assets that get liquidated from hedge funds? One of the big reasons why I liked getting in this in the very, very beginning was when I found out that BlackRock is Joseph Biden's investment company for his administration. The Fed has been using these reverse repos to let banks keep their liquidity requirements and borrow money, billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. Look it up, guys. These reverse repo loans went dormant for like 3 or 4 months. Nobody used them. And prior to that, they would get used to the tune of maybe $100 billion here and there. They have taken out like $1 trillion this last week in 3 different installments, and not just one bank, but a bunch of banks, to keep their liquidity. And BlackRock and the Fed are letting them do this because they want to juice this squeeze up, and they want to make money off of it too. They want to make money off of the liquidated assets. And the fact that we are on the side of the Fed's institutional investment firm, sounds good to me. I don't know about you guys. That just sounds like a win to me. Trades, the father ape is going to have CEO Adam Aron on again, probably this week for an interview. I'm sure he will drop something nice and juicy. Shout out to Joe Albert, who's really the guy that got me involved in all this. I mean, I saw something and I liked what I saw, and I made a comment on Twitter, and he instantly DM'd me and said, "Brother, if you want to know what's really going down, I've done tons of research." And Joe is one of Trade's top 3 or 4 advisors. He helped him manage his last Adam Aron video interview, which was very successful. We also have the vote going on starting this week. They're going to ask us. I haven't even looked at it yet, guys. I'm going to do it here tonight. But we own the stock now. We own like 85% of the stock, so we are the majority shareholder. They want to hear from us. There's also the share count this week, which could go either way. The share count could be a catalyst for us to jump up if there's a sign that there's synthetic shares, which we know that there are. But if there's not and the media doesn't spin it right, it could go down. Joe always warns to buy the rumor and sell the news. Those of you that were in on Dogecoin, remember that when Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live, Doge went up on that Thursday. But on the night of Saturday Night Live, it shot up real quick and then shot back down. And then the things that he had to say about Doge were not great. And then it shot way down. So they could spin this share count in a negative way, or if it doesn't come out the way that we think it's going to come out. Also, the foreign markets are not counted for the share count. That's one thing that I want Joe to have Trey ask Adam Aaron is there any way for us to figure out what the ownership is across the rest of the planet? Because we can only get US and Canada. That's because we can only, force our exchanges to report the shares, but we can't do anything about the German market and Australia and China and Korea. But I think we can ask them nicely. I don't know. Like, hey, we're not forcing you to do this, but this could really help out our cause. Can you guys do us a favor and go ahead and tell us how many shares your investors own? I don't know. I think it's worth a shot. So check out the pinned tweet. It really lends to everything I've been thinking about with BlackRock, the reverse repo loans, the controlled squeeze that's about to happen. There's other ways to make money off this squeeze. If I'm right and Joe's right, blue chip stocks will get liquidated, so we'll be able to buy them cheaply. When Vanguard got liquidated, Viacom and Discovery went down 35 to 45% and recovered in 3 days. So we could take their money from them and then make another 30, 40, 50% on it by buying the blue chips back from them. Also, you could buy put options for them to go down. There's some unusual options activity right now on Apple stock, which is, I think, trading around 105, 110 at a $70 price level. Now, that doesn't mean that you only win if it goes down to 70, but if some of these funds that get liquidated, we know that they have Apple stock. If they sell it, it's going to go down. And if it goes down from 110 to like 85 and it keeps going, you could flip that options contract really quick for some good money. The other thing that we could do is once AMC starts squeezing big, you could buy some like $100 put options. And then when it's on the way down, rocketing down, because it's always going to come back down. Squeeze is an infinite. You'll be able to make money flipping that too. So options contracts are highly, highly volatile, highly risky. It's the ultimate gamble on the stock market because you can lose 100% of your money, but the gains are unlimited. And the way I'm thinking right now is if we've got this play all figured out, then why not make money coming and going? Also, like you could do Apple right now and get like 10 contracts for $70 for like $200. So for me, I'm willing to risk $200. I bet $200 on blackjack, on a hand. But that could, yield $16,000, $30,000. I mean, just really, really crazy money if that stock liquidates. Not liquidates, but shoots down. So look for the options with high open interest if you want to play that game. Again, that is gambling. I haven't done it yet. Full disclosure, I only have common stock shares. I do not have anything option-wise. But I'm going to be looking at options big time tomorrow. I'm going to be looking at the $40 calls for AMC. I'm going to be looking at the $70 puts for Apple and maybe some other blue chips if I can get in cheaply on Tesla or Google. Those are a couple others that I think will go down, Amazon. And then let's just ride this wave, guys. We don't know what's going to happen. Let's get an update right now before we sign off on the German market that's open today. God bless you, the Germans. Woo-hoo. They're up 12% today. So this is AMC stock trading at 24.89 euros, which I believe is right above $30, like $30.25. Oh, just went up another Well, just went up like 10 cents. So if this German market today can keep everything afloat above $30, and if the pre-market on Tuesday can keep that pumped up, then we're going to be consolidating and close to that $36 hit. And when the bell opens, we can blast through 36. But we might get knocked right back down again. I know I'm basically saying, well, it'll either go up or it'll go down. And that sounds like, well, Jesus, I mean, anybody can say that. But if it goes down, it'll bounce off support, likely $22 or $24, maybe $18. I don't think it'll go down that low. I don't think it'll go down below 20 for a long, long, long time. Corey B says Ford and Carnival options for the end of summer. Okay. Carnival Cruise Lines, I assume he's talking about. That's going to be another nice one, I think, to get into. It's way undervalued right now, and people are going to start going to the cruises again, taking their cruises. So that's definitely not a bad bet. Ford has a big electric truck, I think, coming out. That's probably the news that we're buying on that. So Corey, not a bad play, buddy. Good job. So we're just over 20 minutes. I think I'm going to let it go. I've got a cookout to go today with my buddy Justin. We're going to cook up some Costco prime steaks right over an open fire, drink some beers, smoke some things other than cigarettes, maybe. I don't have to work today. I'm super happy about that. And I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all your support. My quick vids have been getting 500 to 1,000 views, which is amazing to me. I think I had 75 views on my YouTube video the other day. I'm getting more subscribers. You'll never see ads or anything on my YouTube shit. I'm not trying to make money off of YouTube. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to make money off my investments and trying to help you guys out too. There is not Ford has the Lightning. Yeah, something else kind of. Thanks, Corey. There is not a 100% guarantee that this squeeze is going to happen. I said in the beginning that I thought it was a 50% chance. I'm much closer to 70% now. It's percolating. All these rules that are getting put in place, we know that they know that it's happening. They're trying to put everything in place and set everything up for controlling this as much as possible. People have asked me my price target. I have no idea how high this is going to go. I really don't. We can watch the Ortex data and see what's been covered to see how much more squeeze we have. The one thing that we can't count on is FOMO and how many people are going to be buying in just because they heard about it over Memorial Day, grilling hot dogs and hamburgers. Hey, Joe, what were you saying about AMC? Did you make some money this week? Yeah, I made $25,000 this week. I think Trey made 85 grand this week. God bless him. He deserves it. Yeah, we're not seasoned investors. We didn't go to school for this. Trey started investing in January. I started investing in March. But our portfolio is killing a lot of people that are supposed to know what they're doing. So it's 2021. It's the rise of the retail investor. It's a whole new game. We are forcing them to play our game. We are refusing to play their game. The 99% is filled with people that are afraid to take a chance. Fuck the 1%.